Welcome to On This Day, where we look back at the moments that made history, one day at a time. From major world events to the weird and unexpected, every date has a story. So, what happened on 9th of July? Let's find out. July 9th is one of those dates that doesn't just sit quietly on the calendar. It makes an impact. It's a day where nations were born, laws were tested, icons were launched, and a few strange stories made the world stop and scratch its head. From revolutions and constitutions to pop stars and spacecraft, this date is loaded with moments that mattered, and some that still echo today. Let's start in 1816, when Argentina declared its independence from Spain. It wasn't just a local announcement, it was a loud and clear break from centuries of colonial rule. The decision was made in the city of San Miguel de Tucumán, and it helped ignite a wave of independence movements across South America. Fast forward to 1868, when the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified. It granted citizenship to all people born or naturalized in the United States, including formerly enslaved people, and guaranteed equal protection under the law. That amendment became a cornerstone of American civil rights and legal history. In 1982, Michael Fagan pulled off one of the strangest security breaches in modern history. He broke into Buckingham Palace and ended up in Queen Elizabeth II's bedroom. No weapons, no motive, just a very confused monarch and a serious lapse in palace security. He chatted with the Queen for several minutes before being escorted out. Somehow, this was before Netflix dramatized it. Back in 1877, the inaugural Wimbledon tennis tournament kicked off in London. It featured just 22 players, all men, and was played entirely on grass, a tradition that still holds. It may have started small, but Wimbledon grew into one of the most prestigious tournaments in the sport. July 9th, 2002, marked a big moment for open source software when Apple released the first public version of Mac OS X 10.2, better known as Jaguar. It introduced features like Quartz Extreme and iChat, things that now feel ancient but were cutting edge at the time. It helped lay the foundation for the sleek Apple interface we know today. In 1986, New Zealand became nuclear-free, officially passing a law that banned nuclear-powered or nuclear-armed ships from entering its waters. The move strained relations with allies like the United States, but it positioned New Zealand as a global voice for peace and disarmament. Jumping back to 1958, Lituya Bay in Alaska was hit by the largest recorded megatsunami in history. A massive landslide triggered a wave over 1,700 feet tall. Yes, you heard that right. And it stripped trees off mountainsides like toothpicks. Miraculously, only a few people were killed, but the power of nature on display that day was almost unimaginable. Love? Discovering what happened on this day in history? Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now let's rewind to 1850, when U.S. President Zachary Taylor died suddenly just 16 months into his term. The cause? Likely a stomach illness, though some conspiracy theories still swirl. His death elevated Millard Fillmore to the presidency, a leader whose name sounds like a fictional character but who actually held office. In 1962, Andy Warhol debuted his first solo exhibition in Los Angeles, featuring a series of paintings of Campbell's soup cans. At the time, it baffled art critics. Now, it's a defining moment of pop art. Warhol changed the art world forever with a can of tomato soup and a genius eye for culture. In 1991, South Africa was readmitted to the Olympic Games after decades of being banned due to apartheid. It was a symbol of a country trying to move forward, and it allowed athletes of all races to compete under one flag for the first time in a generation. Back in 1872, donut history was made when the name donut appeared in print for the first time in a Boston publication. Before that, they were called everything from fried cakes to olacooks. It might seem small, but when you're enjoying a glazed ring of sugary joy, you've got a little bit of July 9th to thank. In 2006, Italy won the FIFA World Cup after a dramatic final match against France. The game went to penalties, but not before Zinedine Zidane's infamous headbutt became one of the most talked about moments in sports history. Italy took the trophy, and the internet got an endless stream of memes. On this day in 1922, Johnny Weissmuller became the first man to swim 100 meters freestyle in under 1 minute. He would later go on to play Tarzan in the movies, but in the water he was practically superhuman. That swim set a new standard and made him a legend in two very different arenas. And finally, in 2011, the world welcomed a new nation, South Sudan. After decades of civil war and a hard-fought referendum, South Sudan officially declared independence from Sudan, becoming the 193rd member of the United Nations. It was a moment of celebration, pride, and the beginning of a brand new chapter. That's what happened on 9th of July throughout history. Made it this far? Drop your favorite historical fact in the comments. Learned something new? Hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. You never know what the past has in store.